Good day, Merry Meet. My name is Glennis and I am the Witch of Whitetail Hollow. I want to warmly welcome you to my channel. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I will try so hard to keep this video as brief as possible, but I'm having a feeling it's going to run into it. But I wanted to share this with you guys. This video, and this is the first in a series of videos, we're going to be talking about balancing and working with our chakras. And I'm not going to get too incredibly in depth with chakra work. If you want to do your own research there, but I can tell you my own experiences and the things that I do to balance my chakras out. Everyone has their own way, and I just want to share with you and inspire you. Of course, I always want to inspire you guys as much as you inspire me. But this is, again, it's going to be a series, but hopefully incorporating some of the things that you have either both in your magical and your mundane life. So I think that the ingredients that I have here are not too exotic or inaccessible. So there you go. But we are going to start working with our root chakra. Now, if you do any kind of divination work or spell work, or like me, you do a little bit of astral traveling and projection, then after, a little while, you might, feel it, might be feeling a little bit, askew this way or askew this way and feeling a little bit off. So the first thing that you want to do is to start working on your root chakra. And that is like a basic foundation for all of the rest of your chakras. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling restless, angry, which I think maybe some of us are feeling that way. I don't know. I mean, it's been a tough year, but I think now, especially winter, when you can concentrate on your spirituality, I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful time before you get too incredibly busy with spring and summer and all those wonderful times that are going to come up. But I'm hoping, and I know I've had a few of you say, I can't meditate. I cannot meditate. Well, I understand it may not come naturally to you, but again, in essence, this is one of those things for you to dig down deep and get in touch with your chakras and your chakra work. One thing that might help you just to get you started, and again, it's a very quick start, is, and I do it from time to time. I don't do it every day, but I do it from time to time when I just want to sit and meditate and not necessarily do any kind of spell work or this, that, or the other. I just need to tune everything out, even other, as awful as this might sound, if there's anyone else in your home, turn off the television, turn off whatever it is, electronics that you have. And, I realize you guys may not have this, but it is a wonderful addition to your magical and your mundane life. And that's a Brooder Mask. It Velcros on the back. And what you do, it goes right over your eyes here. Of course, it wraps right in, but you microwave this very, very lightly. And you want to get just a gentle heat. You certainly don't want to do it too warm. Microwave this per instructions of the Brooder Mask. Put this over your eyes. And of course, if you want to strap it on, it probably helps, because I don't necessarily always lay totally flat. But put this on your eyes, put your earbuds in, listen to some kind of white noise as far as meditation is concerned. There are lots of videos and audio out there to help you with your mind and take your mind away. And once you start doing that, you know, whatever time that you can, once, twice a week, then you will find going into meditation on your own a little bit easier, because you will learn the art of tuning everything out and going deep within yourself. And you guys know I have met one of the deities that I work with very, very closely. Um, I can't say, I think it was partial hypnosis, but there were people in the group that hadn't, you know, nothing happened with me, you know, but, but that's just one of those things. Meditation, start to meditate. And so I'm going to give you two separate recipes here. One is for an essential oil blend that is for not your body and not to consume, please, please. But if you want to anoint a candle, if you want to put in a diffuser or an oil burner, something like that, that would be a wonderful addition to your meditation. And that particular recipe calls for, let's see, I have it written down here, juniper oil. And again, you may want to put 2 drops, may want to do 3. Just put enough together for a one-time use, because I'm hoping that you guys don't have to balance your chakras out once a week. If you do, well, wow, you're a really powerful person. But juniper and burning juniper and using juniper as in an essential oil blend is very positive for your health. And I have vetiver here, and it is a very good, vetiver is a very good to balance. It brings a lot of balance into this working. And I have Ylang. Now, Ylang is just one of those wonderful, wonderful essential oils that I think is kind of underrated. It is an incredible relaxant. It is a beautiful, beautiful aphrodisiac as well. Cedar wood, cedar is powerful in here. And cinnamon, now cinnamon is really good for raising the vibrations. It's very, very good for your total spirituality. And cinnamon's very, very good to raise your psychic powers. So anything you want to amp up and charge up, cinnamon is a good addition to. So it's very, very good. It's kind of like rose and rose oil, roses, rose water. It raises the vibrations of everything else around it. And so that is, in a nutshell, your root chakra herb blend. Juniper, vetiver, ylang, cinnamon. I think I have everything. Yep. That's it. So I hope that you have those and start to incorporate those in your practice. And again, this is not to consume. This is not to put on your body, because cinnamon is a very irritating for your body, but certainly for candle work. And if you have a particular spell, you might want to use it in a particular spell work. But if you're doing root chakra work, you're meditating, by all means, put a few drops in a candle or in a diffuser and enjoy it. And when you go into meditation, whether you use a Brooder Mask or whether you are already meditating on your own, when you're trying to balance out and open up and balance your root chakra to get to the other chakras, when your eyes are closed and you're starting to tune everything out, concentrate on the tip of your nose. And and go down your spine to your very, very, your base of your spine and your pelvic floor, and just bring in those moments of relaxation. Now, other ways of in a mundane way of balancing out your root chakra is, and I know with it being, some of you are having harsher winters than other, get out and take a walk. Do like me and join a gym, and the bulk of what I'm doing is inside, but I'm feeling so much better. And just become physically active and become more in tune with your body. And when you become more in tune with your body, when you start to meditate, then you will be able to make those connections between the tip of your nose all the way down to the base of your spine and your pelvic floor. Okay? Now, of course, I have a root chakra tea, and I've actually made some of it, and I haven't enjoyed it yet, but I'm going to enjoy it. And the first ingredient I have put in my root chakra tea is dandelion root. I think you guys can see here. I think you guys are kind of familiar with dandelion root. Now, a lot of people, I particularly don't do it because I don't need to do it, but make dandelion root tea just in and of itself and set it by their bedside to summon spirits. I personally don't need to summon any more spirits in my life than I already have, but if you may be doing some magical work, you may want to connect with your spirit guide a little bit more, or you may want to connect with ancestral work a little bit more, brew a little bit of just dandelion root tea and set it aside. But it is very, very good. I've written things down for arthritis and muscle pain. So this is one of the things that's safe in your tea. And you can also plant dandelions in the northwest corner of your, either near your house or your property, to bring in good luck. Now, the next ingredient, and again, I probably would just add a couple of teaspoons of this. The next ingredient I have is elderflower, not elder root. This is elderflower. Okay, I think you guys can see this. Just, that's one of those things you need to be very, very careful of. Make sure it's the flower. Elderflower is in magic, it is for healing, it is for health, and it is used to break spells that you feel have been cast against you. So, but now in tea, which is why you maybe a scant teaspoon to the 2 teaspoons of the elder. If you put too much elderflower in your tea blend, it acts as a laxative effect. So that's one of those things to be careful of not to consume too much elderflower. It helps with allergies, and it does boost your immune system by way of vitamin C. Now, the next thing is ginger. I did not have any fresh ginger, but what I do, now I do have ginger for my magic, and that is in my cabinet. But as far as the tea is concerned, I have this. I'm sure you guys have seen this in the stores. This is what I use in my cooking, and this is what I use in my tea. Again, you may want to use maybe a couple of teaspoons of this, and this is for a very, very good maybe half a pot of tea. Ginger, it attracts adventure. And of course, medicinally, it is very, very good for your digestive system. And, if you're feeling a little bit queasy, ginger is perfect, perfect for that. And the one ingredient that I don't have, which I wasn't fully prepared for, so my apologies, is fresh sage. Now, I've got a lot of sage here, and I would never recommend using that in a tea, simply because every aspect that I have here is in a tea organic. So fresh sage, and this is the time of the year where you're going to want to keep a little bit of fresh sage in your refrigerator for soups and stews and things like that. But, in sage itself is used for self-purification, and sage also helps you deal with loss. So if you have lost a loved one, if you have lost a job, if you are quitting smoking or whatever, chocolate or whatever, sage is a very good comfort to help you deal with that loss. But in a tea, it helps you fight infections, and it helps diminish secretions, physical secretions. And by that, I mean perspiration, saliva, things like that. So I don't know why that you would want a dry mouth, but that is one of the things that sage will do when consumed in a tea. But, long ago, I shared this story with you guys when I went to the Pagan Unity Festival here, and there were several different workshops, and one of the workshops is where I met one of the deities that I work with, and it was just, oh my goodness, a wonderful experience, and I would love to do it again. And I'm thinking that the Pagan Unity Festival is going to be happening again this year. I hope it is anyway, and I believe Gavin and Janet are going to be there again. So I'm very excited about that. Now, whether he will be doing the same workshop, I don't know. But he has told me that when I actually got to speak with him at length, which was just marvelous. But I got to speak with him at length privately, and we were talking about my experience and kind of who I met, although at the time I didn't know who I had met. But I asked him, I said, well, Gavin, why? Why? Because it was so hard when Gavin, is speaking, and he's saying, okay, don't go through the gate. Don't go through the gate. Come back. You have to come back. And that was the last thing I wanted to do, was to come back. All I wanted to do was, and I get emotional thinking about it, but all I wanted to do was go through the gate and have more and learn more. I wanted it. I wanted it so badly. And I can hear Gavin in the background, and he's telling me to come back, and I'm going, no, 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 no. And it was all I could do spiritually to bring myself back. And he told me then, he said, well, the reason I do that is because people who do astral traveling, astral projection, when they get to a point and they go too far and they finally do come back, all of their chakras are totally, totally out of balance. He said, you have no idea how many people from the same workshop, I guess in different places, that he has had to, after the workshop, go with them one-on-one to physically rebalance their chakras for them. So for you guys to avoid having this happen to you, I hope that I can help you some. And so there you go. So be very careful with your astral projection and your divination, and especially in your meditation, who you meet and where you go and things like that. And I hope that you go. I hope that you have those wonderful experiences. But after you've done that and after you've successfully come back, if you feel like you are not in balance, if you feel restless, angry, impatient, then your chakras are all off. Start with the root chakra first, meditate, and go from there. I hope that you join me next week and we will discuss the next logical chakra to start working on. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And I want to thank you guys again so much for joining me. Merry part, and I hope to merry meet again. Goodbye, guys.